Absolutely. Acabo caratteristiche perché se parlando per venire del mondo, mi si portato ad essere persone, loro si mettono molto per sapere, tanti santi, piccoli, dove anni,
Good evening, everyone.
Good
We'll
evening.
share screen.
Good evening, ma'am.
So today we'll be starting with week 9 and then we'll move to week 12. Okay, week 9. Okay, 10 and 11 have all covered in Tuesday session.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Mm.
ma'am, I'm having a doubt in few questions of past years.
Okay,
Can that?
yeah, after the summary discussion, we can move to doubts. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
yeah. So we started with optional types in week 9, right? So, optional of something is a clean way to encapsulate a value that may be absent. So, suppose we have a method which may or may not, which may return a value or which may not return a value. If we have two such cases, then we can return an optional type. So, that will be an easy way instead of dealing with null values. So we have different ways to process values of variable of optional type. Either we can replace the missing value by a default value or we can ignore the missing values. So for example, we can take this particular example. Here we are generating some random numbers limiting to 100 and then we are filtering it based on this condition. Take the number, take only those numbers which are less than 0.001 and then find the maximum after in the result of this particular filter option. Then this particular max, so maybe after this filter in the stream we'll have a single number or some good numbers and then we'll take the maximum of those numbers from the stream. That will be fine. But in case if you do not have any numbers less than 0.001 after the filter operation, then the max will return an optional means empty optional, which means it won't have anything, just an empty optional. So instead of generating a null value, it will return empty optional. So basically optional is a box. You can think it as a box. This box may or may not contain a proper value. Okay. And here again they have discussed about max and min function. What happens if the stream is empty? Max of empty stream is undefined, return value could be double or null. So optional T object is a wrapper, may contain an object of type T if value is present or no object, empty optional. And now how we can process this particular optional variables? How can we get the values back? So we have wrapped this into a box, right? Now we want to get the value back. For that we have many functions, many methods, example or else. So here what we are expecting is in max rand variable, it will have a double value or it will be an empty optional. So here we want to get the value back. So we have a double fixed rand variable, and when we are calling max rand dot or else of minus 1.0, here what exactly happens is if the variable max rand, if this optional variable max rand has a proper double value, then that value will be added into fixed rand. Otherwise, or else take this default value. If that is an empty optional, then you are going to add this minus 1.0 to fixed rand. So this is the default value when we have an empty optional for this max rand variable. And other ways we have or else get to call a function to generate replacement for a missing value, which means if the max rand doesn't have a value, then this particular function, whatever the function that we have here, is going to generate some value and put into this particular fixed rand. So that is a second way of retrieving values from optional.
Or
Then
else
we have,
get is just adding some method. That's all.
yeah, it's a method, a lambda function. You're asking
Okay.
or else get is a function or not, method or not, right?
No, if you use or else, we have to use some value. If or else get means function.
Yeah, right. In or else, you just have to pass the default value for the missing value. And in or else get, you have to pass a function that will generate some value in place of missing value. Now, or else throw. So or else throw, what it will do, if it has a value, it will give that value. Otherwise, it will throw an exception. In case the value is not present, then it's going to throw illegal state exception. Then then we have two other methods, if present and if present or else. It's going to do something on the value that is present in the optional variable. So for example, optional value dot if present, when you call like this, you take the value present in the optional value and process it, do something on it. Suppose you are having some value like numbers, integer, you are going to square it. You can square it and print it. Yeah. Doubt?
Yes, ma'am. This or else true. So we are saying a double fixed rand equal to that max rand dot or else true and that
Mm.
exception. So in case of exception scenario,
Mm.
so the program halts with an exception or how
Uh,
will that?
halts with an exception means? Okay, halt in this case, stopping. Okay.
Yeah, terminates.
Yeah, I got it. So here, in case if it doesn't have a value, it will simply throw an exception. So we can deal with that using try catch blocks. So
And
basically, we don't halt the program. Basically, exceptions are handled in a proper way, right?
yes, ma'am.
So
So
it won't.
it will continue with the next statement.
Yeah.
So in that case, fixed rand, the value in fixed rand will be
Fixed line won't have any value in that case.
okay.
Ma'am, it is a checked exception, right? So we have to try catch it or throws.
Or yeah,
Enter throws.
declare it. Yeah.
And we can only throw checked exception, like not runtime exception. Unchecked exception we can't.
Mm, you mean to say?
No, ma'am, we always throw checked exception or like unchecked exception also we can throw.
Yeah, that will be fine. Yeah. So yeah, next if present. So what will if present do? If present will take the value and process it. Okay. And then we have if present or else. It's basically has two parts, if and else. So if maxend has a value, it will process it in this manner. And if it doesn't have a value, then the second part, the else part, will be executed. So two different processes are there in if present or else. And Next, so all these methods we discussed so far is going to deal with the optional values, right? And how we actually create an optional value. For that, we have these methods like off from optional class and also empty. So optional dot off pass some value. Now it will create an optional of this particular value that we pass. If we pass a double value, then it will create a double optional of double. Now, optional dot empty will create an empty optional that doesn't have anything. And now we have of nullable, optional dot of nullable to transform null automatically into an empty option. So basically, this is a combination of both functions. So if it has a proper value, then it will create an optional of that particular value. And if it is a null, then it will create an empty optional. Now, map function. What is the use of map function? Basically, it will take the value and apply the function. So here, maxtran dot map v and v star v. So take the v and apply this particular star operation and get the square of it. Now supply an alternative for a missing value using OR. So OR function is going to, any doubt?
Ma'am, in map function, if we take value b as 2, and so what will be the output if we print the value of b equal to 4?
You're asking if you take the value v and print it,
Yes.
what will be output?
Yeah.
So whatever that is present in maxtrand. Here we are basically taking that value and squaring it and putting it here. If you directly take it and print it,
So can we take value b as 2?
v as 2.
Yeah, if we assign value 2 in v, then what will be the output?
I'm not getting it. You're saying maxtrand has value 2, then what will be the output of v?
Yeah.
So if you're directly printing it, it will be just 2, right? So if you're mapping it like this, if you're applying this function over it, then you'll get the 2 square 4. But basically maxtrand is a optional value, what we are talking here. So if it has a proper value, then it is going to map it and get that here. Otherwise, it will be an empty optional. Okay.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
So map function need not be applied on a list. It can be applied on a double value also. I mean non-list.
Please repeat. Map function.
It can be used against. I mean, my understanding was it should be used with a list. So, but here maxrand is not a list. Right?
No. Basically, it will be any function we can apply to a set of values, right? So if it is a list, if we pass a list, then this particular function will apply to each of the elements of the list.
Okay. And here maxrand is not a list.
No. Here maxrand is which contains the maximum value from a set of random numbers. Either it will contain a maximum of random numbers or an empty optional. Empty.
Okay, so map function can be used against a non-list also.
Yeah.
Ma'am, this is a different map, right? Only the name is same, I think. I thought. Like there also we use map, but that is different map, right?
I can't say that.
Like stream.map we have.
You have to check that. It's not a different
map.
map. This.
Below, yes, this one.
Yeah. Value is predicted. I'm describing. Otherwise, an empty optional.
And if you go to stream class also, I think another map.
We have another map. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, right. You're correct.
So only the name is same, right? So,
Yeah, right.
okay. Like both they kept same name.
Same name, and the function is also same only. Basically, we are applying the function to value. So next we have OR. Supply an alternative for a missing value using OR. So in case it doesn't have a value, so this is like which method?
Or
So
else,
we have in the or else and yeah, right. So basically, it will create an optional of this particular value that we pass and put it inside here. Now, flat map, it allows us to cascade function with optional types. So flat map is useful when we have a function where we may pass some optional value, and this function is also going to return an optional value. Basically, we'll get an optional of some double or something. So we want to collapse it back to the least possible ways optional of double. For that we can use flat map. So we had an example, right? The inverse and squaring. So suppose we have a function called inverse that takes a number and get the inverse of number if possible, otherwise return an empty optional. Either way, it's going to return an optional type. And the other function squaring, it will take a value, a double value or something, and get the square of it. But the return value again here is an optional type. So in that case, suppose we are taking a value inverse of some value and then calling the square function on it, then there the problem is we will get optional of something. So if we are using a simple map, but instead of that we have this flat map, and then if you call flat map on this particular inverse value, then you will get proper optional, double or empty optional instead of this nested optional. I think this example would have been discussed in the session. Is that fine?
I think in the slide itself it is there. Something you could show.
Here it doesn't have. Maybe in the this is summary slide, revision slide.
In the weekly slide.
Yeah. Uh, hmm, this one. This one, right? Yeah. Inverse that takes a double value. If x is 0, then it will return an empty optional. Otherwise, it will return the inverse. And the return type is optional of that particular 1 by x. And then we have this. Where is that? No, it's not here. The complete code. Oh, correct. So, inverse, as we explained. So, square root, this takes a double value. If x is less than 0, it will return an empty optional. Otherwise, it will return optional of square of x, square root of x. Okay. And here, when we call inverse of x, so it will return an optional of optional value, right? And when we call that particular value with square root, it's going to return optional of double. So basically we don't want that. We want to retrieve it back, right? So in all the retrieval functions we have seen that it can deal with only optional of something. If you have two layers you cannot remove it, you cannot unwrap it. So flat map is that particular method which will help in this kind of cases, where this flat map will unwrap the value of x and will pass to square root. So basically there will be only one outer cover, one optional. So finally we'll get optional of double. Okay, it can be either empty optional or the square root, proper square root. So that is the use of flat map. Anyway, for our exams it's not important, but you have to understand it. Flat map allows us to cascade functions with optional types. Use flat map to regenerate a stream from optional values.
Ma'am, this is there in the wiki slide, but there is another example like lookup. So if you could
Okay.
explain that example also, like in
Um,
the last slide, no slide, like 24.
Suppose
Yes, ma'am.
lookup returns a user. So what is the starting?
No, this is old lookup. Before that, two types of lookup is.
I have not gone through this, so as I have not listened to this part, I forgot it actually. I don't know the context. I'm sorry. I'll look tomorrow. I'll come back. Okay. I don't know what a professor has discussed here. I lost touch.
Is there a session tomorrow?
Most probably yes. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
It will be doubt clearing.
Yeah, yeah.
Ma'am, we don't
Okay.
get mock for anthem. Ma'am,
Sorry.
ma'am, we have not got mock for anthem exam.
No, no, no. There is no mock for end term.
Why so many?
Okay. Let's move to the second part: collecting results from streams. So convert collections into sequence of values. So basically, what we have seen in stream is changing the collection into streams, right? And here what we are doing, here we are collecting the streams back into the collection. So we have seen the for each loop, so it can print each of the elements from the stream. And now we have two array methods so that we can take the stream and convert to array. And if you want a specific type of array, then you can pass the constructor here to the to array method. And if you want this particular stream back into some collection like the list set etc, then you have to use this particular method called collect. And inside the collect method, what you have to do, you have to pass which type you want. So for that, you have to use the collectors class. In the collectors class, we have certain factory methods like to list, to set, etc. So basically, take the stream, call the collect method, pass which particular type you want. For that, this is a syntax: call the methods to list from the collectors class if you want a list. And if you want a set, you can call to set method. And if you want a particular set like tree set or something like that, then you have to call to collection method from collectors class and then pass the constructor tree set. Okay, that is how you can get the stream back into collection. This is just a syntax. You just have to uh, see once, then I think that's enough. Now we have this aggregate summaries, how we can get uh, what we can say into a single object, we can get all the information about some particular stream. Now, we have some classes called in summary statistics, long summary statistics, etc. So take the stream and then call the collect method. From the collectors class, you have to call the summarizing int. Now, based on what you want the summary. So, if you are passing some strings as a stream here, and here I am saying take the string length. So, basically, I will get the summary statistics of the strings in this particular stream based on the length. Now, we have many methods to get it back: get count, get max, get mean, get sum, get average. The same method name itself will give the result, right? Count will give the count of strings in that particular stream. Maximum will be the max length string because we have taken the length. Similarly, others. And again, we have summarizing long and summarizing double, that will return long summary statistics and double summary statistics. So that's about summarizing int and all those summary objects. Now, yeah. So here we are converting a stream of person to a map. So we have a stream of person. Person is a class. Now we have person objects, and it has ID, and get name are the functions that is available. And we are collecting those into a particular map using the ID and name. And two important methods that we have is grouping by and partitioning by. So here we are trying to collect all IDs with the same name in a list. So we have stream of person called people, and here we are calling the collect method, and here see grouping by persons get name, take the name. So if you see the map, the key is string and the value is list of person. So what will be the output of this map? Key is string, and here you see grouping by name, right?
Yes, from name of a person and the list which contain the same name, like list of persons.
Yeah, right. So that will give how many groups will be there, how many keys will be there, key and value, the number of unique names in that particular map, right? In that particular stream, basically you have a stream before. Now, if you want to partition into two different groups, only two, so basically it's like a boolean, a true or false. So partition names into those that start with A and the rest. So here what we are doing, partitioning by, calling the partitioning by method, and take the person, get name, substring 01 equals A, which means starting letter is A. So we will have a map with two keys, one is true and the other is false. And for true, we'll have a list of person whose name start with A, and for the key false, we'll have a list of person whose name doesn't start with A. So basically only two groups. Partitioning by is like a refined version of grouping by. So these two methods are important.
Ma'am,
Now,
this partitioning by, it can be the map of Boolean. It can be other than Boolean also.
now basically, if you see the partitioning by return type, uh, it will be what? One will be Boolean. The key will be Boolean.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the second parameter can be anything.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
List, right? Second parameter.
List of that particular class, whatever that we pass into this particular collect.
What is the output of grouping type of
Please repeat.
group, ma'am. Group by partition, just about, yeah, yeah.
Huh.
What will be the output of this statement? It is a
This
single person only.
suppose person is a class, okay? So person has name and ID, I guess.
Name and ID.
Yeah. So suppose this particular stream of person has person objects with names like mm, starting with, okay, let's have two names. I mean, let me say it again. So suppose we have person objects, and if three names are same, and we have two other unique names, okay. Now in the map we will have one string with three names. Let me take an example and I'll explain. I think that is very bad. I'll take an example. We are still in week 9, right? Yeah. Okay, so see here, I'm still audible, right?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, yeah. So see, we have a class candidate, and this has name and ID. Constructor get name, get ID, and this is the toString. Okay. Now, what we have here is a list of candidate objects and this particular array list, and we are adding Sanjay, Manu, Maya, Meena. Okay. Now we have these many 5 candidates in our list, and here, okay, this is ID. Now, what we are doing here is, you see, we are creating a stream, then calling the collect method, calling the grouping by based on what? Based on the name. And what we will get is, okay, here we the string is a key for the map and list of candidates the value. And if you see the candidate objects in our list, we have Sanjay, one Sanjay. So we can take Sanjay as the key and the ID as the object, complete object itself. And second key will be Manu, and the value will be complete object. And we have Maya, and the value will be this particular complete object, Maya ID 103. And again, we have one more Maya. Now, this particular Maya will fall into the list of this particular list. So we have the list right as the value. So the second value for the third key Maya will add this particular Maya 104. So if you see here Maya with value 1, you can see the first candidate, first Maya with 103 and the second Maya with 104. So the keys will be the unique names from the list and the values will be the object itself. Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is how grouping by works. So here we have grouped based on the name. That's why we got keys as name.
So this to use grouping by, we have to convert it to a stream first.
Yeah, yeah. So basically it will take the stream, the collection, how we want the collection. And that's how actually it is. Yeah. So this is for partitioning by. Mm. So here we have taken substring not equals m. So starting letter m. So for true, what we have printed is, so what we basically have is a map, right? So we can call using the get of true or false. The value for get, yeah, that's what. The parameter that we pass here is either true or a value, the key. So for true, we will get those names whose name start with M, and if we pass false, we will get the other one. This one. So basically, partitioning by partitioned the list of candidates into 2 groups, one with true and the other with false. For true, those names which start with M, and the other one doesn't start with M. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, yeah, input and output streams. Basically, how we write into a file, how we read from a file. Those two things are dealt in this particular lecture, lecture 3. And we have different kind of classes that support file operation. Like we have the main 2 classes are input stream and output stream. And we have file input stream and file output stream. So what we have to do basically when we read from a file, we have to create an object of file input stream, right? So we have to establish a connection. Then, according to what kind of data that we want to read, you can use other classes like data input stream, data output stream, or these classes where you want a specific function like buffering and all. So, in exam point of view, you might have already solved some questions where you had seen how you use all those scanner functions and all. And also this particular point, pass a boolean second argument to the constructor to either overwrite or append when you want to write to a file, right? So if you pass, if the argument that we pass supports the append operation, what was that? You remember that?
True will be append.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So by default it will be true, right? Yeah, by default it will be.
False. Alright.
Mm, wait. Yeah. By default it will be false. And if you write it, if you pass it true, then it will overwrite. Correct. That thing you have to remember.
Ma'am,
Rest everything.
false will overwrite and true will append.
Ah, right. So sorry. So append equal to true means it will append is true, which means it won't overwrite. It will add. Yeah, right. Yeah. So that's the thing you have to remember there. And then you have serialization. So in serialization, what is the basic principle? So we basically serializing the objects, converting the objects into a stream of bytes. That process is called as serialization, and we can get back the objects back. That process called as deserialization, and for that we have again some classes that support this object output stream and object input stream, and the methods that we have is write object and read object. So write object will write out an object, which means take an object and it will convert that into stream of bytes and write into a file, serialize it. And if you want the object back, then you have to call the read object method. Now these classes will allow serialization. So then if you want to serialize an object of a particular class, then you have to implement serializable interface. That class must have implemented serializable interface. And then next point to remember is this transient variable. So if you mark a variable as transient, then what will happen?
It won't store. It will store as null or zero.
Yeah, right. So basically, transient variables will not be serialized. So the original value of those variables won't be added into the file where we write the object. Rather, the default values will be added in place of original value. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And also we can override this write object and read object method, uh, so that we can write the transient variables as well. So we have this default write object which will write out all the information in the object which are non-transient, and for transient values you can write it explicitly. Similarly, we can do for read object. In read object also we have default read object method which will read out all the non-transient fields, and for transient fields you have to read it manually. That's it about serialization. All these concepts are very important when we talk in terms of the exam. Yeah. Any doubt? Okay.
And this
Then
default read, no, this write object by like default, it will have only default write object.
hmm, you said the same, right? So this week 12. In week 12, again, we have discussed about graphical user interface, how we can create a GUI using Java. So for that, we have two different packages, AWT package and Swing package. And we have seen the difference between AWT and Swing package. AWT components are heavyweight, they are platform dependent, and these are independent. And steps to create GUI. So first you have to have a class that extend the frame or JFrame class. Then you have to create the GUI components, the buttons and everything. And then you can add the GUI components into the panel. So we have a layer called panel. And then we'll add the panel to the frame, right? And finally, we'll set the visibility to true to visible the GUI screen. So these are the steps to create GUI. So we have discussed all this in detail, so I'm not going into detail, okay? And I think you might be knowing this. Any doubt here?
This frame and container both are same.
Frame and frame itself is a container. So we say it like we put something into a box, right? So frame itself is a container. Panel is also a container.
Okay.
Yeah. Next important part in week 12 is event-driven programming. So how we can implement a GUI, create a GUI where when we put some value and we want the result of that. If you click on some button, something has to happen. All these things we have to do using event-driven programming. For that, we have certain classes and interfaces. So if you are using some button, if you are clicking on some button and if something has to happen, then you have to implement this action listener interface and you have to override the action performed method, those things. And if you're working on some keyboard, some keys in the keyboard, then you have this key listener and you have these many methods that support. So yeah, I think you can ask some doubt if you have. Somebody has previous year question doubts, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll stop presenting. You can share your screen. Okay. So class operation implements runnable. So static variable total is 10. Now in the operation 1 we have total not equal to 8 means then it will reduce by 3, decrement by 3, and in here not equal to 7 means minus 2. So in this particular question what you have to do is you have to consider all the different cases. Like you can write it like case 1 what will happen, case 2 what will happen. So here operation 1, operation 2, thread with operation 1 and thread 2 with operation 2, T1 dot start, T2 dot start. So two threads are uh, working in parallel, right? Running in parallel.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So first T1 dot start. Let's consider first scenario, case 1, uh, where T1 dot start will invoke the run method. So basically, which run method? T1 means OP1. OP1 means operation 1 run.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So imagine a scenario where total is 10, okay, and now we are checking total is not equal to 8. Okay, total is not equal to 8 is true. Then total will become 10 minus 3, 7, right? Now the value of total is 7. Okay, keep that 7. And then T2 dot start, enter the run. Okay, now the total value is 7 in our case. We are checking total not equal to 7, which means it will fail, right? So that decrement operation won't happen.
Yes, ma'am.
So the final value of total is now
8,
7.
7.
7.
It was 7, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, 7.
So that in that case, it will print what 7. Okay, that is one scenario. And take the second scenario where T2 dot start will invoke the run method and we will reach the run of operation 2. Okay. Imagine, consider total is 10 and total not equal to 7 now. Now total will become 10 minus 2, 8. Okay. Now after that, we enter the run of operation 1. So total is not equal to 8 is false. So in that case, what will be the output?
8.
8. And what are the other, the next case is we will reach the run method. So here we start with the T1 and we reach total minus 3, 7. And here we come. Mm, so both are working in parallel, right?
Yes.
Yes, then
Yes, ma'am.
So we got 7 and 8. Two cases are done. Okay, scroll up, scroll up. Okay, let's start with T1 dot start. We'll come here. We have 10, 10 not equal to 8. Here we decrement. Before that, if we enter no such cases, right? No issues in that. Here, after checking the condition, suppose the other thread works, then not equal to 8, not equal to 7. Then that case 10 will become 8. And here also already condition we have checked. So 8 minus 3, 5. Yeah, you understood that scenario. So we check the condition in one place and then we go to the other place and we decrement there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so in that case we'll get 5 also.
And so before total got changed, both the threads passed that if condition.
Kind of.
ma'am, but
Ma'am,
there is
are we
chance
going
of
to have
getting 10.
When it becomes 10,
Like
okay.
without that, before the thread starts.
Right. So T1, T2 and main all are operating in parallel, right? So we will print the total before the decrement operation happens. So we'll get 10.
unknown how we got 5?
How is that 5?
Yes, ma'am. How we got
Yeah. So just scroll up. Okay. So we have 10. Okay. And T1 start first. And we reached T1 dot run, checking whether 10 is not equal to 8. And after that, we are not doing the decrement operation. Meanwhile, T2 start and here we reach total not equal to 7. That also become true. Now here we decrement total minus 2, which is 10 minus 2, 8. And here also we have already checked, right, in the operation 1. Operation 1 we have already passed the condition. It became true. But now the total value is 8 because we have decremented it in operation 2. So 8 minus 3, 5. opposite also if you take, it will be 5 only. Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
This one, ma'am.
Okay. So here we have a final method, brake in vehicle, and then in engine we have final method start, and in class car extends vehicle and engine, and it's overriding a final method. Is that fine? Can we override a final method?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
It will fly.
So line 12 will generate an error, and car.
Line number 11 also, ma'am.
Yeah, we cannot extend the two classes. 11 also will raise an error, and in class test everything is fine. Huh? Yeah, here again that will be an error.
Ma'am, line number 18
Hmm.
and 19 will throw error.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Okay. Hmm.
ma'am, here it should be abstract notions. They are extended. There should be abstract notions.
No, still we will
Class.
use error.
Ma'am, also line 18, 19 wrong.
Because yeah, again we cannot do that. Line number 11 itself will generate, right? So basically it will generate error 18 and 19. Um, this one equals method.
Ma'am, an abstract method cannot be final, right?
Abstract method being final is no, it cannot be final because it doesn't make sense, right? When
Yes.
we have an abstract method, we want it to be overridden, right? Yeah.
Ma'am, this one.
Okay, so here we have to override the equals method, and candidate has name and college. Hmm. If C1 dot equals C3, then we belong to same college. So based on what? Same college. So you have to check the second variable, college. Check the option. Hmm. So C will be right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Third option.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you have to check whether it is actually an object of candidate. Then you have to typecast it. Then you have to check the college variable of candidate. What is the doubt here? Okay. I scroll up. Hmm. Class chef name, only name. And in dish we have implemented clonable dish name, array of chef. Hmm. So in clone, we are creating clone of dish, and chef is also cloned. So basically array is cloned. So is this a deep copy or a shallow copy? Just look at that.
Ma'am, if
Ma'am,
array
shallow.
is cloned, then it is shallow copy.
Deep copy.
Why is it shallow copy?
Because array is cloned. Array
Ma'am,
is
array is copied, not
copy.
the variable under
Same,
that array.
same variable that we if if that two
Mm. Just we have Chef Ravi, Raju. Okay, array is copied, but what does it have? Okay, it has chef objects. So basically, we have not copied the chef objects, right?
Yes, ma'am. Safe object should also be get clone that safe dot means public safe clone. Then it might.
Mm, But as it is a string, I think there won't be a problem. Okay, let's see. New chef with the. Wait. Let's trace it. New dish with the biryani and chefs. That particular array and dish d2 d1 dot clone. Okay, we'll pass biryani and the same array into d2, right? Hmm. Now we are creating another array chef s2 d2 dot chefs. So what will be d2 dot chefs? Same array, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now what we are doing? Chefs2 of 0 dot name is Meena. We are changing the name. mm, okay, name. Just name we are changing to Veena, which means
This
same array.
means D2 is changing. D2 safe is changing.
Yeah. So basically, all are affecting the same array.
Yes,
Ma'am, the array is same, ma'am, but different, ma'am. But the objects are like same, like chef objects.
Hmm. Sorry. All
same
right.
array it is having an
Hmm.
object. Sorry, different array, but object are the same.
Okay, we have one there. Okay. Yeah. And d2 dot dish name is fried rice. So changing the dish name to fried rice, so that will not affect the original one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So the output will be d1 dot dish name will be, what is the first one? Biryani, right? Second fried rice, and chef will be same. Check the answer. Right.
Ma'am, it is because it is cloning self, but not that cloning array, but not that variable. And
Right.
if in this self class there will be a clone method, then it might be same.
And then we could have called.
Ma'am, even then we have to run for loop. Right?
We have for
Right.
loop.
Right. And we have to call the clone for each objects of that particular array. Yes.
Ma'am, so it is shallow copy or deep copy?
It's shallow copy only because nested
Ma'am,
objects are cloned properly, right?
if object is not like copy, then it will be deep copy.
So deep
Uh,
copy means we expect the copy is completely independent of the original one. So in our case, it's not right. If we had a for loop running over there, copying each of the chef inside that particular array, then it would be deep copy.
Ma'am, what was the answer for previous question?
ma'am,
Please show it, Mayank. Yeah, Santosh.
yeah, ma'am, if SAFE 2 or the class of sorry, SAFE 2 is not copy in that example, then how can it be shallow copy? Suppose that line removed here and then run this program, then it will not affect the error. Step
Hmm,
2,
please, Sorry, I didn't get you. Anybody got him? Can explain.
Ma'am, in this question, we have copy object save 2 from D2 dot save.
Okay.
If it
Yeah.
was, if it not mentioned here, then it will work as a deep copy.
You are saying if we have skipped that particular line on D2 dot chefs.
Yeah, yeah.
No, still it will be shallow copy only, right? We have not cloned each chef object of the chef's array.
Chef's array we have to copy. Each
Mm.
chef.
Yeah, there chef array has chef objects, right? So we have to copy that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this one.
Okay, so class 1 has method 1, method 1 has method 2, method 2 is outside. Class 2 has method 3, creating class 1 object, calling method 1. Method 4 is there, main method. So main method is calling method 4. What is the question during execution? Line 16. Line
6.
16. Activation record of which method is at the top of the stack. When we are in line 16, we are in which method? Method 3, right? Oh, method 3.
Method 1, since we are calling C dot method.
No, we are back. When we are in line 16, after calling method 1, we are back and continuing the execution. So we are inside method 2. So method 3 will be at the top of the stack.
Ma'am, your voice is not clearly audible.
My voice is not audible, huh?
No, no.
So see here, at line number 16. Line number 16 means, so in line number 15, we'll call the method 1, okay? And we'll come back and we will continue the execution of method 3 itself. So when we are in line number 16, then the activation record of method 3 will be at the top of the stack. Clear?
But ma'am, since we are calling this method 1, then it is switching to this method. No? Okay. At line 6, we are currently method 1 is activated.
At line number 16, we are already back. What happens when you call a method? So in line number 15, when you call a method, you are in method 3, and when you call a method, you'll go to method 1, control will go to method 1, right? And you are posed. Method 3 is posed now, right? And only after you come back, you will go to line number 16. So which means you are in method 3 when you are in line number 16. Getting it?
Okay.
Ma'am, like method 1 is completed like, at that.
Yeah. Only after method 1 completes, you will come back to method 3.
Ma'am, so at line 15 instead of 16, if it was 15, then it will be method
Then it's
2.
a confusion. So you are in the middle of method 3 and method 1. So we cannot find it where we are.
So top
It's
would
not
be
clear.
method 2 or method 1 at 15.
At 15, method 1 or method 3. The control passing now, we can't predict that.
No, in 16 method 3, ma'am, but line number 15.
15, we can't predict where we are. We cannot say whether it is method 1 or method 3.
Okay, if there was multiple option, then we can like it could be this or that.
But we usually won't ask it because it's not something that we can find.
And this main we have to consider, the stack when we are like main is a function, right? So that we should like to
Right.
count. Should we
Yeah.
consider main or not?
Right. It should be considered.
Like
For
if they
create
ask to
the
count, like if they ask the count of activation records,
Mhm.
then in that count,
You have to consider the main method.
so here the count will be 3, ma'am, at line 16.
You mean to say when we are in line number 16, so we have to trace. So we are in main method 4, 2, method 4, we'll call method 3, 3, and from method 3, we'll call method 1. Yeah. But in method 1, we'll call method 2, right?
Yes, ma'am, but line number 16 it will
But
complete.
yeah, we'll remove method 1 and method 2. 4, basically.
No, ma'am, like main method 4, method 3, 3.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, we are back, right? Yeah, only 3, right? But here we have the constructor call. So,
Ma'am, total 4, right?
sorry,
Ma'am, here the 4 methods are there, right?
I didn't hear you. Anybody? 4 methods. Here we have 4 methods plus main method plus a constructor call. Yeah.
Okay,
And you have to see where you are to count the number of activation records at a particular point.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
ma'am, but I think in quiz 1 or something that count did not count main. You said like main will ignore.
no,
No,
ma'am
main
said
is
that.
included. I think the constructor call was not included in the previous year questions.
Okay.
Yeah, but main is included. Yeah.
Okay, if you are constructing object, then
Hmm.
that constructor we should not count, no? Constructor of the class.
But from now we won't get such questions. So as it is ambiguous, we are going to avoid such questions. Only
Okay,
the
but main will count.
very clear are will be there. Yeah.
Ma'am, this constructor, will it create an activation record?
Yeah, it does create.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. So that will not come. Only main, if it comes, you have to add main also.
Yeah. Hmm. So this question, class pattern number, boolean stop requested equal to false. Array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 index run while not stop requested. While it will print pattern of index and index plus one mod pattern dot length. Set stop, take the stop, and then it will change the value of stop requested. Here in main, create an object of pattern t1 dot start p dot set stop of true. So those two lines, t1 dot start and set stop. Okay, let's take the scenario where t1 start and the stop requested is false. Okay, we are not considering the second statement set stop setting the value of stop requested as true. In that case, pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, index is 0, run, we'll invoke the run, and not stop requested. So, not of false is true. Okay, now while true, what's happening? We are printing pattern of index is 0, so pattern of index is 1. We'll print 1 and then incrementing the value of index, right? And again, if stop requested is still true, then it will print 2, 3, 4, 5. And as here, line number, okay, line number is not there. After print, we have index equal index plus 1 mode pattern dot length, right? Which means the index value will again come back to 0. So this will repeat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? In case where stop requested is not set to true. Okay, that is one case. Another case is, there are a lot of cases here. So another case is t1 dot start and then set stop is true. Okay, t1 dot start will reach and start the run method. Once we enter into run method, here t1 dot start, p dot set stop will set the value of stop requested as true. In that case, while condition will become false, so will not enter into the while loop, so nothing will be printed out. Okay, so two cases where we saw no output, and the other case where we saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 repeating many times, and more cases are there.
Third and fourth.
Yeah, so in third option you can see something like the output can be 1 or 1, 2 or 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or cycle back. We have seen cycle back and generate no output. And when we will get 1, just 1, so we'll enter into the while loop and we'll print 1. And before we come and check the condition, the set stop will set the value of stop requested into true. In that case, while loop will break, right? Condition will become false and we'll just print 1. Similarly, maybe this will also happen. 1 and 2 will be printed. After that, set stop will set the value of stop requested to true, or 1, 2, 3 and then true. 1, 2, 3, 4 and like this. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. The same question asked in another. In this, it is showing method to since.
Line number 8. Right. Method 2. Line number 8.
Oh, okay, yes,
So,
I was still in 16.
next.
Ma'am, could you please explain previous question?
So we were in method 2 in line number 8. So activation record of method 2 will be at the top of the stack.
Ma'am, before, after method 2, there was one more method was there, no method 2.
Please repeat one more.
Ma'am, method 3 is also there after in method 2.
Here you see.
Ma'am,
Question
line
is
number 12.
line number 12. Can you repeat? Can you put in the chat box? Your voice is not clear. Method 3. Method 3 is also there after method 2. Method 3 is also there after method 2. What do you meant to say?
Ma'am, why not? It is calling the method 3, line number 6.
Can anyone understand what she is asking? I'm sorry, I didn't get you. Okay, let me explain this. During execution of line 8 in the above code, the activation record of which method is at the top of the stack of activation records? So, line number 8, you check line number 8 is inside method 2, right? Method 2 comes in, line number 8 is belonging to method 2. So, we basically say that method 2 is at the top of the stack because
Okay, ma'am.
when we are in method 2, that will be at the top of the stack, that activation record. Okay. Mm. Here, array queue add these things. Priority queue. What is the specialty of priority queue? It will add elements based on the priority. So if you are adding strings, it will be added in the alphabetical order, right? So when you
Yes,
retrieve it, you will get in the alphabetical order. So check the option. Yeah. So for strings, it will take the alphabetical order, and for numbers, it will take ascending order.
yes, ma'am. This question.
Even number exception, even number encountered. Values try for 0 values like. If it is even number, then you have to throw the exception. Otherwise, you will double the value. Okay. So what will happen for 5? No exception. So it will double. 5 will become 10. 15 will become 30. 10 will become. That won't become anything. 10 is an even number. Catch the exception. Print the object. And then here for each value in the values you will print the value. So it will be 10, 30, 10, 8, 20. And also that particular uh, yeah object will
Ma'am,
print it, right? Even in the counted will be printed.
ma'am, but since there is a error, then it will catch error, and that point of time the whole system is stopped and only error messages shown.
If you are dealing with proper catch blocks, it won't halt, right? So we are dealing it properly. So in the try block, we are doing this, and after we see 10, this is going to throw the exception, right? So that's why the catch we are print when we print, we will get when we are printing system.println e, we'll print even number encountered, and then it will go to the for loop and will print the values of the array. The array is updated for 5 and 15. 5 and 15 would have become 10 and 30. Others will remain as such. Getting it?
Yes, ma'am. But ma'am, since there is an exception error exception, then it will show that message, and then nothing was shown to ma'am.
No, no, it
No,
will show the exception. It will show the exception and it will be cat caught here. So we will get even number encountered. Yes, correct?
okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Uh,
Yes, ma'am.
No, we are catching the error, and then after that there is like the program
um,
will run.
The for loop will exist.
run. Yeah.
If you did not catch, then it will.
Then it would have caused problem. But here we have dealt the exception properly. Plus habitat string updating
Ma'am,
the
one question from the prior example, previous
mm,
question. So there are three even numbers here. So
mm.
there will be three instances of this exception, or will
No,
that?
no, no. When we reach 10, that will throw the exception. So
Okay.
we'll reach the catch block.
Okay.
Yeah. Habitat has implemented the clone method. Class animal, name habitat. Here, update animal, clone method. See the clone method of animal. It is cloning only, just shallow copyright. Habitat is not cloned. So, creating animal object lion, passing Leo and Savannah as the name and habitat. Animal tiger, cloning it and calling the update animal method. Update animal. It will update Tina and jungle for tiger. Print lion and tiger. So what will happen when you call the update animal? It's going to update the name and habitat of. Okay. So this will not affect the other one, right? So we will get Leo, Savannah, and Tina jungle properly. Just check. Mm.
No, madam.
Leo, jungle, Tina jungle. Okay. We have, yeah, habitat is not cloned.
That's why I was saying, madam, in that
Mm.
example, if object is not copy, then that is example
We
of
are also seeing issue.
yeah.
Ma'am,
Mm.
here we are cloning this animal, and here the new habitat is created, ma'am, in this line, that a new habitat env that is called it. So since we are cloning this animal, then habitat will be a new one, so a new record will be there for that.
I see.
What is cloning? Cloning is a copy of bitwise, no, madam. Cloning is copy of bitwise. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, cloning.
Cloning is a copy of bitwise. So
Bitwise copy, right? Yeah. So that constructor won't have any effect, right? It's
yeah.
just, yeah, that's for just first creation of lion. Um, there it will be Savannah, and then when you call the clone method, it's a bitwise copy. So for name you will have that, and for habitat you will have that object as it is. So when you are updating, that is a string. So anyway, we have cloned. Got it. Yeah. So basically, it is updating both. We have not done the deep copy properly. Clear?
Ma'am, I'm having a question in this.
No,
Is since we are calling a new habitat, it should be e-
no. So constructive call will happen only when you create the object using new keyword, right? That won't help us in the clone method, correct?
I think that since it is super cloning, then for habitat there will be a new one.
No.
Yes, ma'am. This question.
Mm, Synchronized block. Gives greater than count. We'll reduce it. Add gives. We'll add. Okay. Child extends thread. Okay. We are creating object of gift basket. Child C1 equal to new child with gift basket. C2 with the new child gift, same gift basket. C1 dot start, C2 dot start. So the shared object is gift basket. Okay. Now C1 dot start Where is the run method? Here is the run method. So in the run method, we have gift basket dot remove gifts of 2 and gift basket dot add gifts with the 5. So in case C1 dot starts first, then what is the gift count? Initial count?
No initial count, zero.
It's 0, right? Because
No initial count is given, madam. How can we proceed this question?
yeah, we can consider the default value. So for
Okay, okay, we can consider default value.
yeah, which is 0 as it is in the. Now we are calling remove gives. Remove gives if gift count is greater than count, what we passed count, right? That is 0, 0 greater than 2. No. So let's go to add gives. Anyway, remove gift and add gift, they are synchronized block, right? So they won't, even though we are running a thread, I mean, an execution of thread is happening there parallelly, two threads, C1.start and C2.start. These two methods won't run parallelly, remove gift and add gift. So now we reach add gift, count is 0, sorry, count is 5, gift count is 0. Now gift count will become 0 plus 5, 5. After adding gifts, total count equal to 5. That would be one possible output, correct?
Yes,
And,
ma'am. Just seeing from this example, since first it will be a zero, or since minus zero minus two, there will be negative. Then we are adding five, and then again we are minusing. From five we are minusing two, and then adding eight. Then this can be, but for this the two consecutive removing cannot be, since it is a synchronized, or two continuous adding will not.
never occurred. Hmm.
And
Yes.
since
Mm. So fourth option will happen, right? Third option, then adding. This
this
should mm,
this can, since for C1 it is removing and then adding, and for C2 it is first adding and then removing, and alternate case for this. But ma'am, this
mm,
first option is also countable for
so
C1 it will first.
next option will have, see, we are the options that would never occur, right? So first and second won't occur.
But ma'am, first can occur now, ma'am, since we are removing from zero, there will be a zero, and then adding five, and then again removing three and five,
Uh,
since it is a synchronized one.
how will make it after removing is remaining count equal to 0?
That won't be zero.
From here also we are taking this zero, since first we are removing it is zero.
I will check this one. Okay, I think.
No, we are removing before adding, so it could be zero.
But when will, how will we come inside that particular method? Just scroll up, scroll up. Let me see the removing. We'll enter into remove only if gives count greater than count.
Ma'am, adding increase 5 and removing decrease 2. So we can go
And ma'am, since we are taking that total gift is zero, and since it is and minusing it with two, then this if block will not occur, and it will show this zero as a whole.
If we are adding
That
two
is,
times, it increase five
That is
every time.
idea.
Yeah, yeah.
this
If it
first can
decrease two
also
times,
be
it
there.
will.
First option, sorry, will print, then will come out. Scroll down. What was the second print statement? After adding gives, total count equal to 5. I have to see this. Just write it down. Maybe, yeah, there will be some error in this particular website, but
Ma'am,
I'm not sure whether that is correct also. Yeah.
like two removing can come together because like C1 and C2 thread are separate, right? So when it is removing, another thread cannot access, but after C1 thread removes, then before it goes to the add gives, like C2 can execute remove.
That will work. Right. Yeah.
So the question is, will never occur.
Uh,
Second option could occur.
For this, there should be the second option will never occur, but all the three can occur first and third and fourth.
No, second also can occur.
No, we can't get two remove or two add for a C1 since it is a synchronized way. It will take one add and then remove or one remove. For a C1, both C1 and C2 together can't remove.
No, if
Maybe.
C1 completes remove gifts and then before it goes to add gift, C2 can start can remove.
But, yes, that can also be possible. Since then, all the four can occur.
which term is this? December.
No, removing for 5
2023 December
Yeah. Let me check.
removing only two, right?
21st person.
No, after removing it cannot be 5. It should be 8. Third option is
No, here first removing 0, then adding 5, then again adding 5. Yes,
and then
yes. By removing it should be yes, yes. For by removing it should be 8. And yes, then 4 also by removing
I don't have this idea. Mm,
the
yeah.
numbers, ma'am.
You can
Since
just put in this in the discourse. I'll check. Okay.
okay, ma'am. Ma'am, since I think I got it that there will be a 0 since minusing removing 2 can't happen, then 5, then again adding 5 it will be 10, and then we are removing it should be 8 not 5, and for this we
Okay.
are adding 5, then removing 2 3, and then again
Yes, madam.
removing it
Right.
should be 1 not 5.
Concept is minus two and plus five only.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it has addition and subtraction
Mm.
was wrong, and this
also
two division
adding
is
gifts. Two gifts cannot come together. So third option wrong with it.
Like that
yeah,
can
simple
happen.
calculation mistake it is having.
Yeah. In the sense, it will never occur. Mm. Anyway, I'll say this, okay? Any other doubts? Student? Mm,
Ma'am, I have doubt in deep and shallow copy, ma'am. How can we predict which one is deep and which one is shallow? And such question will
yeah,
ask.
you have to see the objects inside the class. So, except for string, uh, there won't be, for every other objects, you have to do the deep copy. So, for this example, we have name and marks, right? So, integer array. And in
Ma'am,
this
I
case,
have example, ma'am. I have
mm,
example, same question paper, different year, have asked. Can I share, ma'am?
yeah, we will see after this. Okay, so here we have integer array 12, 13, 15, and student with Ram and that particular array. We are cloning that S1 to S2. Now S3 is pointing to S1. S2 dot marks of 1 is 34, which means that array will be updated. The second value will now become 34, correct? And
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, and S3 dot name. S3 dot name and S1 dot name both are pointing to
Yes,
same, right? So
yes,
you
ma'am.
see now print mm, this
But it is
last
also a shallow copy, ma'am.
this
Yes,
also
sir.
shows
Yeah, because marks,
array
in
is not
marks,
cloned.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am. That's it. Thank you.
Yes, Disha.
Mom, I have a doubt in PYQs.
Okay, you can share your screen and ask. Yeah. Okay, so we have map 1, map 2, and map 3, month array, then a hash map, integer and string. Uh, so in map 1, we are putting the I value and month of I. So basically, key will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and value will be Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. Are you getting any disturbance from my side?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So then after adding the keys and values into the map, okay, map 1 is ready. Now in map 2, it's a tree map. Okay, we are creating map 2 out of map 1 and then printing map1 dot key set, whatever the keys that we have there, and map1 dot values. Okay, so hash map means okay, what is the question? Just scroll down. Error. Error in which line? Okay, scroll up. Now map 3 with linked hash map, and then we have for loop running over it, and here we are adding key and value for each entry of map 2. Okay, so line 5 is going to generate the error, right? Just check the option. No, what is the correct
Mm,
answer? Oh, no issues in line 5. Both line 3 and line 6 generate the same output, line 4 and line 7 generate the same output. Scroll up, scroll up. 3 and 6. Key set. And 4 and 7, the values.
Mom, it will generate different values because one was Trina and the other was Linda.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Mom, both will come to a different output, right? Because Trina will have and the Lindhas mark will different. So it will generate.
Why is it marked as correct answer? Then is the option wrong?
Yes, ma'am. 3 could be in any order, right?
Yeah.
So, mom, fourth option will be correct, right?
I also felt that. This is very old paper, August 22. I don't have this. I can't confirm also. Can you run the code and check, okay? Once.
Okay, mom.
Yeah.
Mom, how can I copy the code from this?
You're asking, can I go to next question?
Yes, mom.
Yeah. Okay. Iterable and it has next and get next method. Get iterable that will return an iterable implementation object. Private class that implements iterable and it has implemented the has next and get next method. Okay, in get next, it's going to, if you see the implementation of get next method, it is incrementing by 2, right? Okay. Scroll down. Data list iterable 8 list equal to new data list, it equal to what we have to do while it dot has next. Okay, here line 1 what you have to add the code to create the iterable object, right? So you can call the get iterable method, so that will give you an object of iterable imp. With that you can call the has next and get next method. Scroll down. Second, what you have to do, you have to print again output is scroll down. ACE, then okay, you just see how the index is decremented there. According to that you have to set the value, call the get iterable method.
Mom, at line number 2, it will be decremented by -1.
So let's check with get iterable 0 line 1. Scroll up. If you pass 0, wait. Just trace it down. I'm not able to say it. You just write it down, that index plus 2, and then check it. According to that you will get the value, right? So where you have the a and other in the array.
Okay, ma'am.
Little bit of handwork is needed. Okay. So any other doubt?
Ma'am, I want
Mm,
doubt.
okay.
Yeah, share my screen.
Yeah.
Ma'am, second option, could you please explain?
Okay.
Could you please zoom out actually a bit?
So map, operation, update, display, and then you're calling update and display. So basically you're trying to do both update and okay, display is fine, right? Just printing out M. It's a linked hash map. So this will cause concurrent modification exception, right? Check the option. No, doesn't create any problem. Then we have to see the different cases.
Maybe using join, right?
Hmm, yeah, basically either you just have to see the two cases. If O1 uh, run first, what will happen, or O2 run first, what will happen, according to that. Anyway, RAM and 23 will be added into the map.
Okay, ma'am. In last option, we are printing the both O1 and O2, but in second option, we are printing only one.
Please repeat. We are changing.
Ma'am, in last option, we are getting values for O1 and O2, but in second option, we are getting values for one only.
Hmm, sorry, I didn't get you. Just scroll up. Let me see. Try to find what was your question. Scroll up. Update. Putting Ravi and 40 and display whatever already is there. RAM and 23. Okay, not possible outputs. Okay. So the output that we show is not possible, right? That's why I thought first. There is
Yes,
a chance of this concurrent modification exception. Yeah. So yeah, we are not using a thread safe collection, right?
What is this question actually?
Not possible output from these options. So but here, as we are doing the update operation and printing together, so that may cause this concurrent modification exception.
Yes.
So that's a possibility because we are using a linked hash map.
Ma'am, so
So
this
in,
will mostly cause concurrent execution error exception.
yeah, otherwise it will simply print it properly.
But we cannot say always it will cause exception, right? Sometimes.
Yeah, according to the thread execution. Yeah,
Timing of adding the.
right.
And
If they
so the correct, yeah, one option one, two, and last is correct.
have two options are correct. Just show Disha printing it properly, updating and printing it properly by both threads. And it's a linked hash map. Yeah. So the order will also be fixed. Correct.
The second option is wrong because it will be like 2 times RAM will be.
Second option is wrong because the other case is not included, right? Both threads output.
Okay.
Mm.
And last, why it will not happen?
Because ma'am, order is changing.
Linked hash map.
Okay.
We can guarantee the order in which it is printed. Okay.
Now can I share my screen?
Yeah. Can be for Java as a programming language and calling read and read line. So I have to see what is read doing.
Ma'am, I checked in documentation in data input stream. It says read will read 1 byte. So
1 byte.
yes, and 1 byte is one character like J. It'll
Mm,
read and convert it into a that ASCII value. J's ASCII value is 74.
okay.
So my doubt is this. So 1 byte will always stand for one character. No?
I think yes. Size of the character, those things were given right in the first lecture.
So that
Can wait.
like,
Let
like
me
if the file is UTF-16, then like 2 bytes will refer to one character.
Oh,
So like should we assume that 1 byte is one character in the exam? Like it is like UTF-8
yeah, right.
because Java character is 2 bytes, right?
2 bytes, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So what should we assume in the exam?
This case, but we won't give this kind of things anyway. But still, we will follow according to how we have in the GAs and PAs.
Okay, so 1 byte means one
Character.
character.
Uh,
Okay, ma'am. Yeah. So same like similar to this. What is the output we are getting? Like similar way for the exam.
yeah, right.
Okay.
Let me see the definition of read. Mm, it's file input stream. DIN is data input stream. Okay. Read line. Okay. Okay then. Any other doubts, Prashant? Yeah, Disha.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have 3 or 4 doubts more.
Okay. You can share your screen. Can replace given coin order generate a customized assertion error as shown below. it's gone. Not equal to null. See other option. If it is equal to null, right, then we have to get the exception. Okay, if it is not equal to null, we'll move properly. Otherwise, no connection exists. Okay, yeah, that is correct only. First option is correct, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So if it is not equal to null, then we'll move to next line. If it is equal to null, we have to get that error message. Other doubts?
Ma'am, could you please explain this question again? I don't know that.
So basically, this question is asking to replace that code block with an assertion error. So, you know, right, assert statements, how we write, we'll add the statement. If it is true, then we won't raise any error, right? We won't put any message onto the console. If you want to print some message, if something happens opposite to what we are trying to do, that you have to put after the colon. So in our example, see the block of code, it will throw the runtime exception with that message if connection is equal to null, right? So that's why here in the assert statement, we have said connection not equal to null, it's not a problem. If it is null, then you are going to print that message, no connection exists.
Okay, ma'am. So available is equal to 1, synchronized block request takes n and name. Available greater than n, then it will reduce and it will book, else cannot book. Okay. Go down, ticket booking, misrendable, inquiry, string name, property case constructor. Down. Okay. So Sita 1, Raju 1, thread with the TP1, TP2, T2 dot start, T2 dot join, then T1 dot start. Okay. So in this case, T2 and T1 won't run parallelly, right? T2 will start and it will finish. Only after that T1 is going to start. So what is T2? T2, sorry, just move up. T2, TB2, that is Raju. So Raju booked one ticket. Scroll up.
Third option is correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Raju booked one ticket. It will not go to else block. Then the next, who was the next one? Scroll down. Sita cannot book. Yeah. See the option?
Third option.
Yeah, right. That will be
Always.
right. Because
Always.
Mm,
No, this output will be always.
correct. This will be the only possible output.
Ma'am, if the join method was not there, only start method was there, then both will can book the ticket, right?
So if we had something like T1 dot start and T2 dot start and no join, then either option will be correct. Raju booked one ticket and Sita cannot book one ticket, and opposite rules. Yeah, one can book and the other cannot book.
Ma'am, second option will be possible or not?
The second option won't be possible because it's a synchronized block, right? It's synchronized, right? Scroll up. That booking one, synchronized. So second option won't happen.
Okay, ma'am.
Which among the code blocks in the option when placed in place of code block will not print the items in list? Will not print.
1, 2, 3. First string is in a list. First option is correct, so that is not correct for this question, right? Scroll down. Iterator. That will also print, right? What about third one? What is third doing? It.length. That is an incorrect code, right? Which won't be able to correctly print. Yeah. Okay.
Mom, could you please explain the options?
We have to get the code block which won't print the items in the list, right? So all other 1, 2, and 5, 1, 2, and 4, they are correct code. They are proper code to loop through the string, that particular list, and print the elements of the list. What about the fourth option? So it's going to loop through from I equal to 0 to size of the list using the size method, and then printing using get method. Get of index value will fetch the value from that particular index. So that is also correct code. Only third one is not correct. Third one, you see, it.length. It is an iterator of string. So we don't have anything like length in iterator, right? So length is a parameter, length is the attribute of string class, not iterator of string class, not iterator.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Tomorrow we'll have a doubt clearing session. Huh?
Yeah. You have any doubts remaining?
Ma'am, how will the toughness of this intern question?
And it is very similar to quiz 1 and quiz 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there will be 23 questions.
23 questions. Yeah, right. Some 2 questions for week 12. And week 9, 10, 11. From 10 and 11, we have just thread, right? Like synchronized vlogs, all
Yes.
those things. Some 2 to 3, 3 to 4 questions from threads you can expect. And then week 8, all those streams and collections. Other than that, I have already seen quiz 1 and quiz 2, right? Yeah.
And ma'am, from week 12,
Week 12, 2 questions will be there mostly.
okay, ma'am.
And week 1 to 6 also is like there will be questions from that also.
Yeah. So in term syllabus, you know, right? It's week 1 to week 12.
Yes. Ma'am, I have one doubt in AQ. Wait, can I share?
Yeah. So reflection one, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you know, right? So when you call the just scroll down, so you will get all the methods, constructors, including what from the object class. That is the only catch here.
Yes, well, like two string and equals. Those two, right?
No, more than that. If you see the class object, there are many, right?
There'll be
Like equals, clone.
12 methods.
Yeah.
11 plus 1. One
So
method. So by default it will be 11, ma'am. So that we have to remember.
no, you don't have to remember. Reflection question we won't ask in exam. So there are some topics that we do not add in the exam, like reflection, logging, black map, etc. So one clone equals finalize 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 methods from class object. And
And
this
one
particular,
method here, that appearance.
right. So total 12.
Okay, and this one.
So declared constructors and declared methods will return everything, including the
Private.
private. Yeah.
Private.
Normal.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
get methods will return only public, not protected also.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So like
Clearly, it
2A is given. No,
two
okay.
methods
Yes.
execute to the class.
Yes, so this only I don't understand. Like what? Like get declared methods means all the like
What?
private protected public, ma'am. Exclusive to the class means not that 11.
It won't take, yeah, that 11, right?
But it'll okay. Okay,
You
get
just,
declared methods won't 11. We will
huh,
not count 11, ma'am.
no, it won't count. It will give only the methods of that particular class.
And also private protected everything.
Every methods.
Okay, and if you write only get methods, then it will send
It will
all
give
the methods public.
public methods plus the inherited methods from class object.
Okay, and inherited methods are also public. Okay, that is why it can inherit.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, and week 7 you said like exception dealing with errors, assertions will be there. You said loggings.
Logging
This
in.
logging.
Mm.
Okay, this okay week 7. This one you're saying okay,
Yeah.
and okay, okay, it will not come. Okay, and packages.
Packages is very important. But
Yes, okay.
anyway, we had questions in quiz 2, right? Maybe you won't get. We'll see.
What yeah, I saw some questions in PYQCC. Packages.
Yeah, package is important. Yeah.
And like one more doubt, like test set I have posted in Discord. Like if you could see that, otherwise.
Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah, whatever you wrote is correct. So basically, if that particular counter, the critical section code, now, if it a critical section can be anything. It can be having test and set or atomic operation or anything. So basically, P of S and V of S will also have a test and set. It has to check the semaphore value, right?
Yes,
According to that, it will change or it will enter into the block state. Yeah. The conclusion I have written it, but I forgot to post it. Whatever you concluded at last is correct only.
okay. Oh, yes, ma'am. So test set that PFS, VFS, it has test set. That is clear. This step here. This
Yeah.
is test, and this is set. Okay. Yes,
Test
ma'am.
means
This is
condition.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So test and set in PFS is clear. Like professor also explained. But my doubt was this increment counter. So this increment counter, does he mean this one?
The critical section part. So
Yeah, this is what he means, ma'am. Counter.
no, normal counter. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So this 3 steps. This is test set.
That cannot be called as test, right? If we are checking some condition, we can call it as a test. Correct.
Yes, ma'am. But okay, in that lecture, like professor is hinting like that, but I'm not sure.
So basically, it what he meant is it can have all this test and set operation within the critical section as well.
Yes, ma'am. Like I just see. Okay, this is the time which I marked times, ma'am.
So we looked at this very simple example where two threads were trying to increment an integer. We think of it as a counter, or Lamport's bakery example. Right?
Yeah.
So what
So-
we're really doing in that case is we are testing, in the sense that we are checking what is the current value of the integer. Then we are computing n+1 and storing it back. So that is setting, right?
So here he is explaining about the counter, how counter code is working. Understood.
Yes, ma'am. But okay, but that is similar to this one only.
We can say, right, yeah.
Like it is okay. I thought
Take
like it was okay. By professor's wordings, I thought I felt like this was test and this was.
I cannot say that actually. So yeah, some of the it's like a part of the code, right? It's not complete.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Ma'am, so like that counter was a critical section, right? So if we put that counter here, like in the critical section between PFS, VFS, then this PFS which has test set, this test set, this is atomic, and the counter also has test set, so that will protect the critical section, which the critical section also can have test set.
Yeah.
Okay, PFS has test set, and the critical section also can have
Yeah.
test set.
Yeah. Critical
Okay.
can be anything.
Okay, critical section also can have test set like that, counter.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And the quiz 2, I felt like it was like 3-4 questions that like comparatively like new or tough compared to that PYQ. So similar thing we can expect in NTEM.
As well. Yeah.
Like compared to PYQs, the quiz 2 was little bit like 3-4 questions are new. So.
Yeah, we're adding new questions. So yeah, trying to.
Okay. So in NTEM also compared to PYQs, like we can expect like 3-4 questions will be new.
I cannot say the exact count. There will be